Call, I need a medical attention right now. Unlock me.
Need air.
Sir, please, call an ambulance. I'm asking for an ambulance.
You got a medic coming. Get in the car.
Sir, I don't need the medic. The taser didn't bother me.
You just said call an ambulance if you don't need a
Yeah, now you don't want one. Get in the car.
in the car. Get all the
Sir,
way in.
I can't breathe. Wait, sir.
Yep, you can have my car. And I'm going to file a report on you, and you. Because you guys are all stupid.
What do you think happens when the hunter becomes the hunted? In this case, when corrupt and overzealous cops arrest FBI agents for no just cause. In this video, we will be showing you some of the most shocking and unbelievable cases when corrupt cops mistakenly arrests FBI agents. This has got to be one of the craziest run-ins with the police I've ever seen. So it happened that this South Sudanese guy who was peacefully sitting on a bench and enjoying his day was harassed by two cops who thought they had found a suspect for some non-existent crime. The cops approached him with suspicion and started bombarding him with questions, without even giving him a chance to explain himself.
For what? You think? That's an illusion. That's an illusion. You think?
Now I'm thinking they assumed that he was someone he was not, probably based on his skin color and appearance. But the man did not take this lightly as he accused the cops of racial profiling and discrimination while he tried to reason with them, but they were not listening. So they decided to put him in cuffs and take him away, but this is where it gets more interesting because the man kept asking the cops to check his ID, which was, by the way, the first thing they should have done.
Matter of fact, look at my ID.
But for some reasons best known to them, they ignored his request and continued harassing him. However, when they eventually did, they were in for a rude awakening because the man they had been harassing was not a criminal but an FBI agent.
Hey, watch how funny this is. Go ahead, look at it. No, don't hate me. Look at it. Oh, what does that say? What does that say? Oh!
They could not believe their eyes at that moment because they knew they had messed with the wrong guy and they were in very big trouble. The man then demanded to see their supervisor, and when he showed up, he asked for their cards.
And I'm going to file a report on you, and you. Because you guys are all stupid.
Now the cops are silent and ashamed because they know they've made a huge mistake and they might lose their jobs over this. Even the supervisor looks terrified because he knows that if this man took this up, his team would be in hot soup. This video shows a tense encounter between a cop and a man who claims to be an FBI agent. The man flashes his badge and ID to the cop, but the cop is not convinced.
Yep, yeah.
So he radios his station and asks them to run the plates of the man's car. But he's surprised to find out that the car belongs to a wiring company, not a government agency. The man explains that it's a covert vehicle, but the cop is still suspicious.
Advanced wiring company.
Do you work for a wiring company?
Further.
It's a covert vehicle, sir. Okay.
The cop was taken aback when the man called him on his personal phone right there because this was someone he did not know from anywhere, so how could he have gotten his personal phone number?
One who called me here, sir. How did you get my phone number?
Okay.
I ain't saying he can't tell me how he got my information.
Anyways, the cop tells the man that he is being detained for further investigation, but he does not handcuff him yet. The man, who knows he has not committed any crime, asks the officer why he was being detained, and the officer says it's because he's not being cooperative. But when the man voluntarily asks to provide his license and registration, the officer refuses.
Would you like to see the registration, sir?
Instead, he says he was waiting for his supervisor, whom he had called to arrive.
I don't really want anything from you at this point. My supervisor's on the way. Excellent.
Meanwhile, the captain on the radio informs the officer that the man is Special Agent Hatton from Jacksonville. However, the man keeps talking on his radio, but there is no response from the other end, but after some time, he says he can now hear someone. At this point, the officer is yet to confirm his identity, so he decides to cuff the man and put him in the back of the police car. But after a while, the man asks the officer to call an ambulance for him as he is having trouble breathing and seeing.
Oh, 911. Call, I need a medical attention right now. Unlock me.
The cop calls for medical assistance, and soon an ambulance arrives. The cop tells the paramedics what happened and says that the man is an FBI agent, but he was acting weird, and that's why he detained him.
Started complaining of shortness of breath, vision loss.
As the paramedics are taking the man away, the cop tries to justify his actions, saying that the man was legit, but he was behaving strangely, and he had to be careful. This video begins with a dramatic scene when a man is being arrested by two police officers. One handcuffs him while the other demands to see his credentials. The man calmly tells them that he has a valid ID issued by the FBI, which he used to work for. But the officer is skeptical and starts to recite his Miranda rights.
So the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used in the court of law. Yeah. If the right to talk to an attorney have been present with you prior to any question if you wish one. Sure. If you cannot afford one will be provided to you by the courts.
He then explains that the reason for his arrest is because he had red and blue lights on his vehicle, which is illegal.
So the reason you're in cuffs, okay, is per NRS. Unless you're a sworn officer.
I know in Nevada we arrested.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have red and blues.
But on taking a closer look at the man's credentials, he is shocked to see that they are authentic and that the man really worked for the FBI.
You work for the FBI at one point?
The man then reveals that he was a contractor for the FBI and the Department of Justice, working on various projects and missions. On that day, the man says he was headed to his job as a contractor for Southwest Gas, a company that provides natural gas to millions of customers.
Contractor for Southwest Gas.
For Southwest, so that's like that's your primary job?
Yeah, that's my part-time job, and I have my own cybersecurity company.
At this point, the video abruptly ends, leaving us wondering what happened next. But one clear thing is that the cops realized that they had made a big mistake and that the guy they had was the wrong person to be messing with. Next, we have the shocking case of police of power, and their victim was none other than a U.S. federal agent. The video opens with a cop yelling at a man, ordering him to show his hands and get on the ground.
Let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground.
The man complies, but he first informs the cop that he is a federal agent, hoping that this will make the officer treat him better.
I'm a federal agent. Get on the ground. I'm a federal agent.
But the cop does not seem to care. He becomes even more hostile and aggressive and demands that the man lie down on the ground with his gun drawn and pointed at him. The man tries to reason with the cop and asks him to look at his credentials, which are in his pocket, but the cop refuses to listen. He keeps shouting and cursing at the man, insisting that he gets on the ground. The man had no choice but to comply, as he fears for his life. Soon, more cops arrive at the scene, and they join their colleague in arresting the man. The man pleads with them to calm down and give him some air, as he has a medical condition that makes it hard for him to breathe.
Let me breathe. I have a medical condition. We're gonna get air to you. Get your legs in. Get your legs in. We're closing this door.
But the cops ignore his request and instead force him to move his legs and get into the car.
Sir, get your legs in. I need air. Sir, please, call an ambulance. I'm asking for an ambulance. You got a medic coming. Get in the car. Sir, I don't need the medic. The taser didn't bother.
You just said call an ambulance if you don't need a
Yeah, no, you don't want one. Get in the car.
In the car. Get all
Sir,
the way in.
I can't breathe. Wait, sir.
The following video shows a shocking case of police misconduct and racial profiling. On this day, two officers from the Kansas City Police Department, Cole Mudir and Marco Olivas, were tailing a car for no apparent reason in Raytown, Missouri. After following the car for some distance, they decided to pull it over and confront the driver. As the driver stepped out, one of the officers approached him and asked why his plates didn't match his car.
The plates don't come back to the thing. You said there's traffic stop on you.
The driver was baffled by this and revealed that he is a detective himself. The officer then tells him to relax and goes back to his car.
Where you at, bro? I'll take the route.
As they returned to the police vehicle, the officers were heard making derogatory remarks about the driver. The detective, who's a black man, felt that he was targeted because of his race. He said that the stop was unlawful and that he would have been treated differently if he was white. His claim was supported by civil rights activists, police experts, and academics in law, who said that the stop was a clear example of the pervasive racial bias in the police department. What you are about to see is a rare and shocking incident of police arresting an FBI agent who was out of control. This video captures the tense moments when cops from the Grand Rapids, Michigan Police Department chased and handcuffed a man who was clearly drunk and delusional. Although this video does not show it, the man had actually fired his weapon at the police just outside a gym, endangering the lives of many innocent people. As the cops were restraining him, one of them noticed that he had a badge on his belt. So, she took a closer look and discovered a stunning revelation. The man was an FBI agent.
He's got a badge.
Oh, no, sir.
Federal Bureau of... He's an FBI agent.
If not for this video, I would have found it difficult to believe that an FBI agent would behave in such a reckless and irresponsible manner. Which of these encounters between the cops and FBI agents do you think is the most incredible? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay safe.